Hey there, guys. It's Mia here. I am so excited. I am so excited to do this training tonight. I am so excited to do this training tonight. I'm going to teach very simply tonight the easiest way to hit $250,000 or more leveraging your knowledge. And I've just got 5 simple steps. I know it's really going to support you. I'm Mia Redrick, business and life consultant. I got started in my company over 20 years ago, and I simply made a decision to go to work as myself. I decided that I was working as a corporate trainer and I wanted to figure out how to take my background, my gifts and talent, and package it into a product or a service that I could work from the comfort of my home. Hi, Denise. And I've done exactly that. And more importantly, I've had the opportunity building this amazing business to coach giants, women just like me, who don't already have a product, or maybe they have an idea and they want to figure out how to renegotiate the way they earn in the upcoming year. That was me 20 years ago. Fast forward when I got started running my company. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on when you're coming and when you're watching and where you're watching from. When I got started, I knew I could not teach myself what I wanted to do. So my very first step, I went to a small business resource center in my town. And I actually was told by the director of the Small Business Administration that my idea, mom coaching, business coaching, did not make any sense and that no one would ever pay me to do what I do today. And I say this to you because maybe you're like me and you've got this amazing out of the box mind, right? You think about things out of the box that don't already exist, but you just feel like you're meant to broker that idea. That was me. And I'm so grateful I didn't listen to that very first person. And then I kept looking for someone to help me that was aligned and like minded. I went to one live event and it changed my entire life. And I've worked with the exact same coach for 20 years. I'm so excited. I can't wait to call your names and to greet you. And I went to this live event. It was the first time I ever saw someone doing what I wanted to do, which was business coaching. I didn't have a name for it, Erica. I didn't know what it was, Jackie or Tawana or Miss Triplets or Denise. I had no idea. But I knew that there was more for me other than working 9 to 5, or in my case, 9 to 7. I knew there was something bigger for me. And I thought for sure I'd be able to package my ideas. Fast forward, I built an amazing coaching business from the comfort of my home. I work 100% from the comfort of my home or anywhere I choose to around the world. And it brings me great delight because it was a dream I had 20 years ago. And so I share it with you not to be braggadocious because I'm not into that, because it's real. And I do want you to know that what you're going to learn tonight is going to teach you that when you package your knowledge properly in the structures that I teach my clients, you can work anywhere you choose on your own terms. There's no cap on your income. And if you're into that, then I want you to write hashtag I'm into that, okay? If you're watching me on Twitter or if you're watching me on LinkedIn or on Facebook, just know it, or Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, just know. I want to know. I want to hear from you, okay? Mia Redrick .com is my website, right? You can always leave a comment right there, or you can write in the comment section, right? You can leave it in the comment section. I always like to just, hear from you so that I can know that what I'm saying resonates and that you guys are getting value. Now, I can tell you that this live tonight is really going to be a game changer for many of you because it's the beginning of the year. And it's great to know exactly what to do in the beginning of the year, right? Are we right? All right, right, okay. And so when I thought about teaching the easiest way for you to hit $250,000 or more, okay, with what you know, there were just 5 things that I thought would be the most relevant for you. And I'm going to go deep on those. And the way I'm going to structure this live tonight is a little different than usual. I am going to teach these 5 things. And then I'm going to open the floor for questions. So make sure you invite your friends that have had this question as well. Be a great friend in that way. And make sure you stay until the end so that I can answer your question directly, because I'll do that today. And I don't always do that on my lives, but I wanted to make sure that kicking off the year, you're here, I'm here, okay? And I'm going to bring my A game as always. Now, for those of you who are new to my lives, it's nice to virtually meet you. And I was sharing my story. I've got started 20 years ago, and it was a dream for me to be able to work from the comfort of my home. It was something I wanted to do, but I didn't have a product. I was not a coach. I didn't go to coaching certification school or anything like that, but I had a background as a corporate trainer. I was really good at it. And I wanted to figure out how to take my knowledge and package it into a different structure. And what I've done over the years is build my business based on what I know, based on my knowledge, based on my expertise and what I was doing professionally already. And what I teach my clients to do is the exact same thing. Take your background, your gifts, your experience, your education, and it's packageable. And if you've never thought about it that way, I want you to think about it this way. I'll tell you, as a direct result of building this business, I've been able to give my kids a world-class education, my husband and I. We've invested over $1 million just in elementary, middle, and high school. And I always say this because I know that a lot of the women that follow me are moms. And one of the things you might be into is private school education, independent school education. And if that is you, I want you to know you can choose world-class schools for your children when money is no longer a concern. And that's why I wanted to do this live today, because I want money to no longer be a concern. Are you with me? Okay. Now, when my husband, we've been married for 26 years, my husband developed kidney disease maybe about 13 years ago and went on dialysis. And I don't know what you know about dialysis, but it's a very aggressive therapy, and it really changed the dynamics of my family. And one of the things that I was most grateful for, and it's really the reason why I do what I do, is because I built a business when I did not need it. When I needed the business to be there for me, I needed time to be there, to go to the hospital, to stand in the gap with my kids, when my husband was getting all of his therapy and his treatments. And then later he got his kidney transplant. I built the business right. And because of that, he could heal the way that he needed to. Because of that, we were able to hire a private physician for him so he could get amazing care. Okay, above standard care. And I know that's the reason that he's done really well. So there may be someone out there that the reason you want to run your business is not money for the sake of money, but money is a tool that you can elevate your choices in your life when you have problems. And if you're ready to elevate your choices, you can write that hashtag elevate my choices. I'm going to break that down for you tonight on the live. If you're ready, you already know. If you're ready, then I always like for my audience to say, I'm ready, okay? And I think you have to be ready for a powerful message. And if you're ready, write it here. And I'll just say hello to those of you who have put your names here. Denise says, hey, Denise, good to see you. And Miss Triplet, Happy New Year. Amazing New Year. I'm so excited. Okay. Tawana, as always, Happy New Year. Jackie is here. Happy New Year. Okay. Erica, hello, hello. Let's see who else is here. Denise, you said breakaway. Okay, Denise. Okay. Thea, I love that name. Thea is so unique. And I think that what makes you unique makes you valuable. Erica, hello, Erica, and you're into that. And Jackie is into that. I love that. And I love interaction on my lives because it lets me know that you're thinking about what I'm talking about. Kamia. Is it Kamia? I think it is. I like it. Okay. And I love it. And Janet says she is ready, and Marie is ready. Marie, you are always ready. You're always ready. Patricia is ready. Is there anyone else ready? Because you have to be ready for a powerful message. It'll change your life. Melanie is ready. Awesome. Awesome. And Sharon and Carmia. And I am so excited. And I can already tell the energy in this room that it's amazing. And so you're going to get a lot of value tonight. So let me get started. The topic today is the easiest way to hit $250,000 this year, $250,000 or more this year, leveraging what you know. And I wanted to do this live specifically because so many people make hitting six figures and beyond super difficult. And let me tell you what I mean. A lot of times you've heard that maybe you've got to sell like something for, $9 and something for $15 and then something for $19 and then something for $40 and then something for $100 and then it goes on and on and on, right? And that maybe you've tried that strategy, an ascension ladder, and you're like, man, I'm like creating all these products, or I'm creating all of these giveaways. And if that's you, right, that's me, and nothing's happening. Or maybe you've been told that you need to blog, that you need to podcast, that you need to do lives all the time. And you are just like, man, I've been serving an audience, talking about what I know, I think, and the cash register is not ringing. People are not raising their hand, saying that they are interested in what I have. And I don't know what I'm doing wrong, because I'm doing what everyone's telling me to do. I'm doing what all the gurus are telling me to do. Or maybe you're that person that you are on every single platform and you're exhausted because you're just like, I'm on Clubhouse, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook, I'm on LinkedIn, and you're on every single day, and you just feel really tired. And there are a lot of people gleaning your knowledge, but they aren't stepping up to the plate as buyers. And so you've been having a hard time finding your demographic. I know, I'm just going to call out the scenarios. Or maybe you're this person that you've been underselling what you're doing, and you already have a product or service, but you're undervaluing what it is. So instead of you charging maybe $5,000 or more for it, 5, 10, 15, 20, $25,000 or more, you're charging by the hour, maybe, $50 an hour, $150 an hour, or something like that. Or maybe you're an executive and you never thought for a second that your knowledge is packageable at a very high level as a consultant. And maybe someone told you that, you need to build a website first. You gotta, you've got to build your brand recognition first. And you're just like, how? Like, that just seems hard. And to do that, in addition to what I'm doing currently with my 9 to 5 or my 10 to 7 or whatever it is, it just is exhausting. And you want another way. This is the way. I'm going to break this down. Now, here's my story. When I got started in my business, I did not have any products at all, not one product built. And I never worked as a coach or knew what coaches did, for that matter. So it wasn't as if I started with the intention of running a coaching business and I already had this product. I didn't. But I had a knowing, I had knowledge. And I want you to think about you. I'm talking about me, but think about you. I had this knowledge. I came from corporate America, and I knew how to build and license and sell content and write content curriculum for them at a very high level. And it was a skill set that I did every single day. So I thought I could do the exact same thing for myself. So the first thing you've got to think about when you want to hit $250,000 or more, okay, in your business with what you know, is think about, what is it that you already know how to do? Something that you already have been doing. It could be a soft skill. It could be like a life skill. Now, I had this background as a corporate trainer, but I had these really great systems as a mom. And so many women would ask me about, how was it that I always had time for myself? How was it that I always dated myself? I made time for the me in mommy, right? So I built out my own system. It was a 4 or 5 step process. And I began to coach women around this process. And little did I know, I had no idea that journey was going to get me signed to Emmy nominated, nationally syndicated television shows called America Now. I was the mom strategist on the show. The new Ricki Lake show, I was the mom strategist on the show. I didn't realize equally that I would do corporate partnerships with brands like Panera Bread and Great Harvest Bread Company and Corner Bakery Cafe. I had no idea that this is the journey it was going to take me. And I had no idea that just teaching what I knew, what I had already done, that women would step up and step forward and say, could you show me how to write a book that could become a bestseller? I've helped my clients write over 180 books. Right. And I just started with my own book, right? So what what you've already done is very valuable. Are you guys getting this? I want you to understand that, because it's easy to look at someone or think about an expert or someone that's teaching you and think that's separate from you. But I know if you're here tonight that we're like, okay, there's a part of me that's in you, and you already have talent that you're using every single day, whether it's a soft skill like motherhood or a professional skill that you're using in your work, or that you've learned in your education. Got it? So if you got it right, I got it. So the first thing I want you to do, if you want to hit $250,000 or more, is understand what I just said. And in understanding that, number one is you've got to create one offer that delivers results. And I'm going to go deep on this, okay? Number one is you've got to create one offer. Did I say 10 offers? I did not. One offer. One. Okay, one. Okay, I said one like 10 times, right? One offer that delivers results. Now, I'm being very specific with my language because a lot of times when people get started in business, what do they want to do? When you're smart and you're sharp and you're talented like you are, you want to do a lot of things, and you can do a lot of things. But I want you to ask yourself right now, what is the one thing that you know you can do that delivers an amazing result for someone? Okay. Okay. You can start, you can write it right here if you want to. Okay. What's one thing that you know, like, man, people always come to me and ask my advice about this one thing. Okay. And so now just start thinking about what that one thing could be. Not 10 things, that one thing. The higher the level of the result, the higher the level of the transformation, the higher the prices are going to be for the result that you want, the higher the desire is going to be for what it is that you do. So it's super important for you to have an understanding around why is it that people are coming to you to begin with. All right. In my case, moms would just come up to me and ask me about my systems, literally. And I knew that, man, so many people ask me this, that if I create a process, that I could offer that process to other moms. I didn't have any customers. Okay. I didn't have any lead magnets. I didn't have a website. Listen to me, guys. All right. I had my talent, which was what I was doing for myself. All right. And I want you to think about this. If you want to hit $250,000 or more this year, okay, the first thing you need is just one offer that delivers results. Now let's talk about the results piece, because that's super important. And in my opinion, it is the thing that's going to separate you from everybody else. There are tons of people out here who are putting together courses that they know doesn't deliver any results for anyone. There are tons of fake experts who will easily sell you any single thing. They have no proof that they can deliver a result or a transformation to anyone with what they do. So when you're putting together like what it is that you're going to offer the world, I want you to say, man, I know if I had 10 women in the room right now, I'm certain that I could create results for at least 50% of them. Okay. Hopefully all of them, but not all people implement. All right. But I want you to say, like, what is the thing? Every time I tell someone to do this, it always works. They always say, thank you. They come back for more. I find different people. They ask me the same questions. What is that thing? That is the one thing to move forward with this upcoming year. Now, I want to talk to those of you who are incredibly smart, sharp, talented, gifted, and you can do a lot of things. And sometimes when we can do a lot of things, it creates confusion, right? And now I know somebody out there is nodding their head right now. It creates confusion. And the confusion that it creates is literally the confusion of, what should I start with? How do I know, which one of these things I should do? But think about and ask yourself, how can you create the results for someone the quickest? What is the most fun for you when you think about the results that you're creating? If you had to pick, if you had to do this all the time for the rest of your life, what is that one thing that if you were doing that one thing, you're like, it is a no-brainer for me to do this one thing, and I could do this for the rest of my life, all of my life. That's the thing to lead with. All right. So I knew that I could talk about motherhood any day, every day, and support women with re-strategizing, renegotiating the way they were taking care of themselves in their homes so they could show up bigger in their marital relationships, bigger as a mom, so the kids could fully understand who their mom really was and not think of motherhood just as a role, but that could really see like who you are, right? The soul, the essence of who mom is, right? I think it's an incredible crime for your kids to grow up and never really know you. Never know that you painted, never know that you're an amazing runner, never know that you're an incredible artist or a businesswoman. Those stories that we have on the inside of us that we swallow because we don't go for the dream. You know what I'm talking about. And I knew for a fact that if I had the opportunity just to work with women and help them really own their bigness, right? Yeah, own their bigness, that it would make all the difference in their life. And that's what I led with. All right. So mind you, no coaching certification taught me that. There was no previous coaching program that I had. It was what I knew how to do naturally. And I want you to understand it's that easy. So if you're making it more complicated than that and you're searching for this thing, you're looking too hard. Make it easy. Okay. Number two, is this helpful? Number two. The easiest way to hit $250,000 or more with what you know is number two, is the only thing you need. And you guys are going to say, Mia, I don't even know how this is possible, but it's true. The only thing you need is one funnel or process that brings in leads. Okay. Now you only need one funnel and one process to bring in leads. Okay. So I tell you this because I know you've been told all these things. And I know you've been told that you need all of these different tools in order for you to get your ideal clients to come to you. But it is really not true. I have a lot of clients, they don't have any websites up yet. They've never even built websites. Okay. They work from landing pages. They have a real simple process that converts clients and allow clients to raise their hands. Okay. So if you are thinking that you need to build a brand first, write a book first, do something that's like going to take you 3 to 4 months in order for you to launch, you're making this way too hard. If you are thinking you need to build the product first, you don't need to do that. All right. So you just need one funnel or process to bring your ideal clients to you directly. And you need to understand how to do that. So for me, I didn't have any clients. I didn't have a list. I didn't have anyone referring people to me because I was brand new in business. So I just set up one simple funnel. It was a real simple webinar that had a gift, and people came, and this is 20 years ago, and they would download the gift. And that's how I began to generate my leads initially in my business, because I didn't have a list at all. And that worked for me. And there are many different one-level funnels today. So not one thing works for everyone, but there's just simple things that you can do to get directly in front of your audience. And I'm telling you that it's the complicated things that are getting in the way of you and your customers. I'll give you an example. And Marie, you were on the call last week. I have a new client who just started with me maybe 2 weeks ago. I think she was on a call 2 weeks ago. And she was selling what she was doing for hourly fees, lower fees, $50 an hour, that kind of thing. And I explained to her that she needed to package her knowledge into a structure that was $2,500 or more. And she was like, okay, she had never sold anything for $2,500 or more in her coaching practice. 1 week, just explaining to her how to have the conversation, how to set up the funnel process in one simple step. And she followed that process and closed her very first $2,500 client. And she told us all on the call last week. Okay. And if any of my clients are here that were on the call last week, if this isn't true, then say, it's not true. Okay. And if it is true, then say it is true. If you guys are here. Okay. Or whenever you're looking at this live, just post it here. But I'm telling you that this idea that you need to already have this website with all of these services and all of these products with dollar amounts so that people can choose what they want, that you need to have this big old store set up to get started. That is the thing that's getting in the way. You only need one funnel. Okay, or one process to bring your ideal clients to you. Okay, and the thing that gets in the way when you're brand new is trying to do all of these things and that have all these convoluted steps, and then you need to buy and invest in the next thing to figure it out. It's not true. All right, I show my clients very simple ways to pre-qualify their ideal clients and get those clients to say yes to them quickly. All right. So this idea of the sales process being longer than 3 to 5 days, okay, is the thing that is getting in your way. I promised you. Is this supporting you? Are you getting value? If you're getting value, I'd like you to write, I'm getting value. Okay. If you're getting value, I want you to write, I'm getting value, just so that I get some feedback here, because I wanted to make sure that in this upcoming year, the easiest ways for you to hit $250,000 or more with your knowledge. And they're just 5 steps. All right. The first is one offer that delivers results. Now, I didn't say just one offer. The offer has to deliver a result. Okay. Number 2, one funnel or process that brings in leads. because we cannot sell what we have without leads. Okay. And awesome. So you guys are commenting, which I love. Okay. And Sharana, I love it, says yes, she is getting value. And Marie says, yes, it's true. One of our newest giants sold $2,500 package within the first week, literally. Okay. And we literally just role play something really simple. She didn't have to build a big old website. She didn't have to do any of that. Just one step. And a lot of you just need one step. Camilla says, yes, I'm getting value. Lorraine says, sounds great, getting value here. Andrea, yes, you're here. You don't need all those things. You don't need all that. That's the thing that's getting in the way. Okay, I'm getting value. Denise writes, Erica writes, I'm getting value. Lisa says, I'm just joining, but you are, Lisa, Happy New Year. Okay, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you so much. And Miss Triplet says, I am. Missy says, great information. Jackie, thank you. Tanya, thank you. Camille, awesome advice. I appreciate you. I love that picture, by the way. And I am getting value, and we are just warming up. So just understand that if you want to get in front of your ideal clients, sometimes the thing that's getting in the way is the fact that you're doing too many steps to reach that client. And let's simplify that process so we can get the client to say yes quicker, faster, sooner. The third thing, you only need one systematic way to close interested prospects. I'm going to say that again. You need one systematic way to close interested prospects. Now, I want to talk about sales for a minute, because for so many people, sales is like a dirty word. Okay. And yet, if you're in business, the only way you can stay in business is to sell what you have, right? All right. So one of the things that I've seen over the years is that you have two types of entrepreneurs, those that sell and those that don't. All right. So let me talk a little bit about people who don't sell, and then I'll talk to you a little bit about the people who do sell and the mindset, the difference between the two. The clients that do not sell, right? People who do not sell, prospects who do not sell, individuals who do not sell, business owners who do not sell because the first sale is you. Okay. Belief in yourself. And one of the things I've learned is that if you're not doing that self-work, if you're not reading and investing in your mindset, then you believe every objection that someone says to you. Someone says, I'm going to move forward in 3 months. You're like, okay, that's real. Or if someone says, well, my husband, I'm going to talk to my husband and see what he says. Well, my husband says, let's wait. You believe that too, right? So the reason you believe that is because you're not doing the work in yourself. And a lot of people prefer to work with people who never get to say yes or no to them because they don't want to hear no. So they have all these maybe customers. I know I'm talking about you, but I love you, right? Okay. That they have all these maybe customers, all of these deals that are kind of out there pending because they're not willing to do the work so they can show up for themselves. And more importantly, when you do the work to show up for yourself, now you get to do the work to show up for the people you're meant to serve. So if you're not selling what you want to sell, I can tell you that most often it starts with your mindset and your belief systems. Okay. The other reason that people don't sell is because sometimes if your belief system isn't solid, then your language isn't either. It means that when you are talking to your ideal audience, you are actually not talking to your ideal audience. You are talking to people who you think will say yes to you. And they may or may not be investors in a result. All right. So my best advice for you, if you haven't been selling, is to do the work on yourself so that you can start to have a conversation with people who really desire the result, the change, the transformation that you bring. So imagine me coming live and saying, well, I work with people, sometimes I know it's hard to get out of the bed. I know you're struggling to, put your nickels together. Are you kidding me? And if I were working with people who wanted to start a business, why in the world would I use language like that? Right. But people do because of their own beliefs. The other reason why often people don't sell is because they are not investors in themselves. Okay. So that's why I say the first sale is you. Investing in yourself, meaning imagine wanting to sell something high ticket, but never paying high ticket for anything. Maybe your highest investment is $500. Does that make sense? So you can never psychologically walk a client through a high ticket experience because you don't invest in high ticket in yourself. You personally think when you're thinking about investing in yourself, man, that's a lot of money. Okay. And so that mindset, until you shift that, you will attract your beliefs. That's deep, right? Okay. Now, why is it that people sell? Because of the opposite. Now, one of the things that I've noticed over the years is that I have clients who've never sold anything. I have a lot of clients who are medical professionals who have never even been near the money, okay, at all. And I give them a simple sales process, a script that's very, very flexible, that is all them. It allows them to show up as with a framework, right? It allows them to show up as themselves. However, it gives them a structure around how to close a client. And it also helps them to understand why it is that clients say no to begin with. And they practice it. All right. Meaning they practice it by sharing it because they've done the work on themselves, because their belief is high. They're willing to try new things. And when they do, guess what happens? Amazing things. They close more deals. People who sell more have more belief. People who sell more have invested in themselves in at a higher level, and it's just flat true. There's no escaping that at all. And if you are looking to this coming year to hit $250,000 or more, you have got to be that person on the other side. You got to learn what to say and when to say it. And not from a scripted, robotic perspective, but being all of who you are. I show my clients how to sell very naturally, because you can sell very naturally and be yourself and have your ideal clients ask you for the sale. It's one of the beliefs that I have, is that when you understand how to structure your sales process properly, your ideal clients will ask you for the business. I'll give you another example. My last event, the Giant Experience, it was live. I made a soft offer at the Giant Experience, and I asked simply for questions and answers around what I was teaching. And immediately someone, like within 1 minute, said, I'm going to buy that. Okay. Next person. I want to buy that. I want to buy. So your clients will want what you have when you understand how to answer their questions, how to sequence their fears, their doubts, their insecurities, right? How to address those things up front. See, a lot of times people want to work with you, but we're afraid to go deep with them, right? I was talking to one of my clients today, and I said to her, imagine if you wanted to go to law school, and let's assume you're married, and you wanted to go to law school, and you said to your husband, I want to go to law school, and your husband said, you can't go to law school. Now, would you not go to law school? You guys tell me. Like if you wanted to go to law school and you were married, for those of you who are married, and your husband said that you cannot be an attorney, you cannot go to law school, you cannot pursue your dream, would you not go to law school? I'm just asking. Okay. Right? Yes or no here. Okay. Okay. Yes or no. Okay. Yes or no. I want to give you, and if you're watching on YouTube, write yes or no. Okay. Or on LinkedIn, yes or no. All right. So the reason this is such an important question, okay, is because Denise, well, you could answer it just hypothetically, even if you're not married, right? So yes. So if your husband said that you, okay, you would go to law school, right? So here's the thing to remember is that when you're starting a business, so many women say, I cannot, invest in myself because I need to talk to my husband. It's like, but you're going to run a business. Okay. So is that really real? And I think a lot of times people who sell versus people who don't believe the excuses of the people who say, I got to talk to my husband, right, about going to law school. All right. And they make those things real. When you do the work on yourself, okay, you start to realize that sometimes your ideal clients really want you to hold a space for them to get the results you bring. And that's why doing that work is so important. People come to me because they want to build a business. They don't come to me because they don't want to build a business. And it's my responsibility to hold a place for that giant dream that they have. And it is your place to hold a place for the result that they come to you for. Got it? People who sell more understand that, and people who don't do not understand that. Um, you know, sure, I would talk to my husband and I would say, Pat, I'm going to go to law school, and then maybe we might, depending on what it costs, maybe we might figure out if that were the objection, like, can I go full time right now? Let me see what do I need to do? I don't know, but I would pursue my dream. Okay. And I think that it's so important to focus on the right things and to be able to walk your clients through their fears, their insecurities, and their doubts. I have so many clients have told me over the years that I don't have the money, right? And then they find the money in 24 hours and they pay in full in 24 hours, and then they hit six figures and beyond, and they never lament over, whatever it is that first investment that they made. It is my job to hold a place for my clients to reach their dreams and their goals. And understand, guys, that this question is not a relational question. This is a question around your dream. If you had a dream that you want, no one's negotiating on their dreams. And a lot of times we do because of our own belief systems. That's the moral of this story. Okay, so let me see. We've got some good comments here. Okay. Denise says, can you give your website? You can go to miaredrick.com, miaredrick.com. Okay. Divorce, Denise says divorce. Michelle. Hey, Michelle, loving your comments. Marie says yes. Okay. And depends. Yes. And I would go, you would go, I would definitely go, right? Like you might take one class, two classes, part-time, full-time, but would you not move your dream forward because your husband said you cannot be a lawyer? Okay, you know what I'm saying? Like think about it. I mean, it's your dream. It's what you want to do, right? You should talk with your husband. Sure. I would hear him out first, but absolutely I would go. I would expect him to do the same as well. If my husband came right now and told me he's going to go to law school, I say, good luck. Okay. I'm with you. Okay. I'm going to make you a nice dinner. Okay. And great, because actually his dream doesn't have anything to do with me. He can elevate in any way that he chooses. Marriage has no, there's no hold because of marriage on what his dream is and his capacity is. What's inside of him, the people he's supposed to touch, come on. All right. And I think a lot of times we get all that mixed up. All right. Number 4, this is my opinion. Number 4. Okay. Easiest way to hit $250,000 or more with what you know is one community that really cares about your results. So I want to talk about this for a minute, because what I see and I've seen over the years is that a lot of people are in communities and they're not in the right communities with people that own ambition level and above. They're not with people I call giants, who hold them accountable, who's cheering for them, who's pulling for them, who they're learning from, and vice versa. That they are fed by their village and their community. It's one of the things that I'm really good at, whether it's my Giant Experience Master Training or whether it's my coaching programs. The reality is that my clients love the people that I connect them to. And most often the people I connect them to become their lifelong friends and their lifelines forever. The business associates, the people they've been looking for. And I can tell you that if you've got a goal, an ambitious goal this year, you've got to have a village of people who see things the way that you see things. Janet, you were a part of the Giant Experience. You saw the degree of connection that the women have that I work with. And part of it is because it's ambition level, right? Andrea, you've come to my live events. You've seen how a lot of my clients are very deeply connected and supportive of one another. Very, very important. So imagine you want to hit $250,000 or more, and yet in your network, in your business and in your network, you don't have anyone else wanting to do it their own way as well, to run with. Super important. And I can tell you, it's just like this Apple Watch right here I got on, right? So right now, I've been working out a lot this year and loving it. And I have 2 accountability partners, and they are something else. Let me just tell you. Okay. And so we share our workouts. And so, Tawana is working out every day and Latanya's working out every day. And then literally Latanya sends me a video today because I hadn't put my watch on yet and say, hey, where are you at? What are you doing? There's something magical about having a village that cares about your goals. There's something incredible about being around other women who are openly sharing how they're implementing what they're learning, right? Because you're learning from them, even if you're not doing it yet. And what it does is that it grows you. And if you're not yet a part of a community like that this year, and you've got a goal to hit $250,000, I'm going to tell you, it makes all the difference. I believe it's the reason why my clients do exceptionally well. I create an environment for giants, okay? And really, really smart, sharp women who share openly. And in fact, if you don't share openly, you don't belong in my community, because, that's how we all learn from one another. Right? It's so, so important. I know it made all the difference for me when I got started in my business, and I wanted to make sure I transferred that kind of culture for women, that they understood that this is not about being in a business with scarcity. A lot of people come from environments, in their work environments, where it's all about scarcity. It's all about one person being the great I am. But what I've learned is that, the only reason to be in a mastermind is because you want to elevate other people, because either A, you're adding value with resources, tools, strategies, or B, you're setting that pace on fire and you're showing people what's possible, because it raises their belief. There's no reason to be in any community where it's me centered. If you're in a community where the participants don't care about the results of others, it's just about them, you run. It's just not the right place. I can tell you for sure, if you want to hit your goals this year, $250,000 or more, you've got to be in a community with people who are on fire. They're doing things you have not done before. They're speaking a language you do not speak, but I tell you what, you'll learn to speak that language because of your dominant association with them. All right. It's super important. I find this to be a case for so many women who are smart and sharp. They just are tired of being the person that everybody goes to for the answers, for the resources, for the tools. And it's amazing for them to be in environments with people who are like them, who are now they can learn from as well. So it's so important. It's fuel to you. So let me just recap real quick. And then I got one more. Number one was, if you want to hit $250,000 or more this year, the first thing you got to do is what? One offer that delivers results. One offer that delivers results, right? They go together. One, not 10 offers, not 5 offers. One focus. 2, one funnel or process that brings in leads. You can't sell anything unless we've got a way to directly attract your ideal clients to you. And that's super important. And there are many different ways to do it, but you only need one way that works for you. And it is really my sweet spot of helping my clients identify the way for them. All right. And I can tell you it can be easy to set up, like ideally something simple. Okay. Number 3, one systematic way to close interested prospects. If you don't know how to sell, if your sales rate is you close 1 out of 10 clients, if your sales rate is under 30%, I can tell you, I can help you. Okay, for sure. It is likely that knowing what to say, the sequence of what to say, how to overcome those objections, working on your own beliefs, having some modeling of how to close at the highest level, it's really important. I allow my clients to hear my sales calls so that they get a sense of what is it that I say that they could say their own way that would help them. A lot of times we never have the opportunity to hear what to say. So we're making it up and it's wrong. And maybe you thought that it's the product, that nobody wants your product, but maybe it's just that you just don't know how to close. Okay. Interested prospects. Maybe it's just that you don't know what to listen for. Okay. It's so, so important. Okay. And number 4, you need one community that's committed to giant success, to your success. And I can tell you that all the women that I work with, I'm not interested in working with people who want to glean things. Like, you want to like go and look at somebody's site and copy what you see, because you're a giant. You're amazing in every way. And it's your uniqueness that's going to get you wealthy. It's your uniqueness that's going to make you free. The thing that makes you scarce is the thing that makes you valuable. So I love being around clients who love, to show up for one another, and who are sharing their best practices with others, who hop on calls and keep the conversation in an elevated way, who recognize there is one coach in the room, and that's me, okay? And that my job is to teach you what I've done and to what I've tested, what doesn't work, you know what I mean? And show you so you don't make those mistakes, right? So you implement more. You need a community where there's truth. A lot of us are choosing things not for the right reason. We choose people sometimes for personality, or they got a pretty dress on, or they had a great talk. But I've learned for myself that I don't have to like you to learn from you. In fact, one of my mentors, I like him today, but when I started working with him, I really didn't like him. Okay. And he tells everybody this. I love him and his family today. I didn't know him. And the reality was, I can learn from someone I do not like. Okay. Because that's growth, that's maturity. And but you need a community of people you can learn from. And I hope that this is supporting you in some way. I've got one more tip. I want to look at these comments because there's some good ones. Okay. We'll start with Camilla. Yes, I think that's how you said that. And Janet says, yeah, powerful connections. Absolutely. You attended the Giant Experience Master Training, and the classes are all powerful. Just absolutely amazing. Andrea writes, get into a community that makes you stand on your tippy toes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Right. Positive support promotes growth. It does, Carmia. Ms. Triplet says, wonderful. Erica says, you must have a village that cares about your goals. Don't you think that's important? Now, here's the thing. A lot of times we think we have a village that cares about our goals because we don't actually talk about the goals. We talk about things below the goal bar. Okay. But the thing is, your village is really holding you accountable for your greatness. They're not allowing you to go year after year and not step into your value and charge what you're worth, right? And get yourself free, right? And get you stay free, or whatever it is that you need. That's really important that you have that. A lot of times when you're successful at work, your peers will say, you're doing all right. But you want more. You want more freedom. Okay. You want more income. You don't want a cap, right? Find those people. Okay. Andre says, yes. Get into a Hey Sis community. Yes. Erica says you need a community, right, that's on fire. And wait till you come to the Giant Experience and you meet this cohort, and you're going to say, I can't believe that I met these strangers, and there's this instant connection. Okay. And you're going to ask yourself, how did this happen? Because you showed up for yourself. Okay. Camille says, all you need is one. Love this, right? Motivational. I appreciate you. And Marie says, I can be a witness. I've been a part of the Giant Circle, which is one of my coaching programs, for a few months now. And I'm moving faster in setting up my business because of the coaching I'm getting from Mia and the Lady Giants in my group. They are amazing. They share. You're in a great accountability group too. Ms. Triplet says, powerful. Camille posts miaredrick.com. Thank you for that. Ms. Triplet says, yes and yes. And Erica says her aha is, I don't have to like you to learn from you. No. Okay. This is the thing that's getting in the way with so many people. Okay. Michelle says, like-minded community, it fuels you. Absolutely. Accountability is everything. But a lot of times we don't like accountability because accountability will make us do the things, right, that we don't want to do, we're scared to do. So it's easy to fight the things or the people that make us accountable to show up to be all of who we are. All right, number five. The last thing that I recommend that you need to hit, or the easiest way to hit $250,000 or more with your knowledge, is you need one mentor to hold you accountable. And this is not about working with me, although it's a great idea if I resonate with you. But you got to find one mentor. Now, for those of you who have 2, 3 mentors. Sometimes people tell me these things. They've got like all these mentors. How many people can you learn from? How many coaches can you work with at one time and actually do what they're asking you to do? Okay. I have 2 coaches. One coach I've worked with for 20 years, guys, 20 years. I just had my coaching call today with her, and she recommended her coach to me for specialized training. I have one coach, okay, not 10 coaches, okay, because a double-minded person, right, is unstable in all their ways. Why is that? Because you're trying to do this, you're trying to do that, trying to remember. And these things were not meant to fit together. And so it's so important. And if you're choosing a mentor, you got to make sure that my recommendation is, one, the mentor needs to have proof or evidence that what they tell you they can do, you've seen that they can do that for other people. It could be older results as well as current results, because if you're amazing at what you do, you create ongoing results. Is that correct? Equally, the person that you're thinking of working with should have been able to create that transformation for themselves first and have the ability to transfer to you what they know. Okay. So it's one thing if I know how to do a great thing. It's another thing, do I know how to take the great things I know how to do and teach you how to do the same thing? Right. Am I able to support you with creating the same or better result? Okay. That's, to me, when I'm looking for a mentor, that's something I'm looking for. The other thing that I like to make sure for myself is, my mantra is, if you're not free, you can't teach me. So for example, if I have a goal to be a full-time entrepreneur, if I want to work anywhere I want to around the world from the comfort of my home, I'm only going to choose a mentor that lives that way. I don't want to work with someone who is part-time working, full-time working, and consulting on the side if I want to be free. My mentor has to be free if I want to be free. Why? Because if you're not free, you couldn't teach me. And I believe that it's the reason I'm home, and I've been home for over 2 decades, is because I only picked a mentor who was already free and who taught me how to build the business the way that she built her business that was time rich, not based on hustle and grind. I teach my clients how to build their business with ease and how to build it with grace. And it's more than words. It's the money is in the model. And most of us have never been taught these models ever. Okay. These models are based on leverage, not working harder, more hours. Okay. It's not even necessarily working smarter. It is understanding that leverage is your best friend. Okay. And how to do business in a way that gives you back all the time in the world. One of my goals this year is to spend 30% of my year. I think my clients already know this, but to spend 30% or more of my year this year in Puerto Rico, because one of the things my family's considering is buying a home in Puerto Rico. And then when my youngest son graduates, we'll live there full time. And I love that I have a business that allows me to be able to live there 30% or more this year, right? And I'm in my home office right now, okay? I love that I have a business that I can work in my home office, and it's easy to run my business and then go. I made some collard chicken noodle soup today, and it's really good, by the way. I love that I can walk through the doors of my office, be in my kitchen, and make my homemade soup. Okay, because I'm into that. All right, you know what I'm saying? Like, the money is in the model, and that I can build a business that has given me tremendous freedom working from the comfort of my home. I coach my clients primarily on Tuesday nights. I do some private consulting, but most of my week I'm free, other than meeting with my team around marketing and things like that. But I don't do anything administrative in my business. My role is to take care of me and my family. Right? I built a business, so it's around my life. Build the business around my life, the life I want to live. All right. So did that make sense? Or are you guys understanding this? One mentor, not 10 mentors, because then you get conflict information. Truth of the matter, you may have mentors all telling you great stuff, but they might be conflicting, right? Find someone that you resonate with, you connect with, and for me, I chose my mentor. I wanted someone that was free. She was free. And I wanted someone that valued family. She doesn't have kids, but she's married. And I wanted a mentor who was free, and who also loved their husband and their family. And that's really important to me, because I wanted to be the cupcake mom. My kids are older now. I can't bring any cupcakes to school, right? Like, without anybody looking horrified. 2 of my children are in their 20s, and one is 16. And so no cupcakes. That day is over. But that's why I built my business, was to be a cupcake mom. And I always tell people, I said, look, I never built my business for my family. Truthful to matter. I built my business for myself because I had to figure out how to get myself free. I knew whether or not I got myself free and I built a business that my husband was going to provide a great life for my children. I knew they would have 3 square meals and I knew they would be well educated. But what I didn't know in that puzzle or that equation was I going to have to work 9 to 7, right? Monday through Friday. I had to figure out how to get me free. And I realized in getting me free, I could then show up for my family in ways that I really desired. It was on fire. Okay. So I know a lot of moms like to say, or a lot of women like to say, I'm doing this for my family, but ask yourself, like, in the last month, what have you done in your business? For those of you in business, did you do anything? Then you might have the wrong why. See, the moment that I got clear, I was getting myself free, I started doing the things I needed to do and overcoming my objections, my fears, my insecurities. I started investing in myself and showing up for myself like a giant. And I'm just being 100% with you. So that's what I have for you today. Did you get value or did you get value? I'm being here today. I told you I'd open the floor up for your questions. So start writing your questions here. And I'll read the last couple of comments. Camilla, I love it, right? I like it. This is 100%, right? And Marie, thank you so much for your comments. Yes, ma'am. My accountability group giants are wonderful. And we definitely hold each other accountable for our weekly goals that are set. See, I love that. And I love that you have that kind of community, in our village, right? Chevelle writes, it's been a year and the success on every level has been amazing. Let's go, Giants. You know it's real. And Pam writes, love this. And I can't imagine not loving people who are helping me, right? Well, that's mindset, right? Because sometimes what people who are helping you to grow do is they stretch you. And if you don't read enough, then sometimes you think otherwise. All right. So, okay. Camilla says, yes, Mia. I love that. Okay. And then Andrea says, once you get into Mia's cohort, you have, you do have compadres forever, like forever. Like, it's really true. It's really so true. The money is in the model, Erica says. Carmia says, sign me up. Carmia, you can always check me out at miaredrick.com and sign up for the Giant Experience Master Training. It's one of my best trainings. I'm a cake decorator myself. You feel me, right? Okay. Value always. Michelle, I appreciate it. All right. Michelle, I am so excited to work with you. Okay. Janet, so much value. Oh, I appreciate that, Janet. Thank you so much. Jackie says, value always. I love it. And this was phenomenal. Win. I love that. Okay, Missy, that was good. And always get value from you, Mia, whether live or a recording, right? So I'm going to open the floor just really quickly, and I'm going to take some questions. And so let me talk about that for a minute. Before I take the question, I want to give you guys a minute. That means that if you've got a burning question for me and you just had a question and I'm here for it. Okay. I want to answer your questions. I don't do this a lot. So I just wanted to do a live Q&A. It's the beginning of the year. And if I can support you in any way with jump starting, I want you to do it, right? I want you to just lean in 100%. Is that Pauline? Okay. I'm so excited. Pauline, I cannot wait to work with you. I'm so excited to work with you. And I know you're going to get tremendous value on the 29th and the 30th. Like, I'm so excited. Okay. Camille writes, question, how did you decide to take the step and leave your job and benefits? Leaving my benefits is my fear. Okay. All right. So let me answer that question from a different perspective, right? So, okay. I'm going to say, I'll give you that. Leaving your job is a fear, right? Leaving your benefits is a fear. But that's not life. You don't have to make that choice. You don't have to decide today when you're starting your business that you're leaving your job, okay? But let me ask you this question. Camille, what is the income that you would like to make, you'd like to earn okay, that would allow you to pay for your own benefits. Okay. So, like, what is that number? If you made $250,000, would that make a difference for you? If you made, instead of go ahead, $350,000, would you then feel different? Like, or if you hit $500,000, would you, like, what is the number, right, that you would no longer have that fear? Because I think the way to approach the answer is not to look at it from a place of lack, which is, what if I'm not successful? But instead to set the goal around, what's the number you need in order for you to have all you need? Does that make sense? Okay. And it's interesting because I invest in my own benefits for my family, and they are pricey. However, they're not pricey when you're making money. Okay, it's just part of life. Okay, so what's the number, Camille? Okay, like, I really want to know the number. Okay, like, I'm actually wanting you to write that number right now, and so that everybody gets this perspective that a lot of times we don't launch forward because we think it's all or nothing. When I started my business, I built my business with a transition plan. I said that by the time my youngest son, who's now 16, by the time he's in school all day, I want to have figured out what I'm doing here. Okay. And so Matthew's 16. Okay. So I started a business about maybe 2 years before Matthew. Matthew was maybe 3. Okay. And I was like, by the time he's in school all day, I want to figure out what this thing is. You know what I mean? I want to have this rocking. I did not have the mindset like, quit your job today. Because I wasn't thinking that. I was creating a transition plan for myself. And I wanted to build a business I could walk away from anything, right? I wanted to get free and stay free. All right. So does that make sense? Is that helpful for you guys? All right. To think of it from that perspective. Camille, I'm still waiting for your number. Okay. All right. She writes very motivational. Pauline says, yay. Lorraine writes, it's always asking yourself, how can I? It opens your mind to think about additional possibilities. Absolutely. Right. Completely. All right. So Camille says, thank you. You're right. I will think of it from that perspective. The number. I would say I need medical coverage. Maybe 200,000 a year would do it. Well, I mean, what I would do if I were you, okay, so that this would no longer be a fear of the unknown. Because these are quotes you can get and know. Okay, I would just, reach out to a couple insurance companies, health insurance providers, and find out what would it cost. Okay, and I think, you're going to say, man, it might be $1,500 a month, $1,000 a month. But if you've got a business making $200,000, I think you would be more than able to pay for health care for yourself. I found for myself that when my husband went through the dialysis process, what we did was, because we had built a business, we hired a private physician outside of standard medical care, right? Because we could afford it, to get him an elevated level of care. He had a private doctor that oversaw his care. See, to me, running a business, and that's the perspective I have, running a business allows you the opportunity to provide different things for your family. You have different options because there's no cap on your income, right? So if you build it right the first time, right, and then you get free, you stay free. That's the goal, right? Any other questions? Okay, the floor is open. I'll answer any questions that are on the floor. Sterling says, hey, Sterling, I'm a man who really wants to work with you. How can I do that? So I offer private consulting. What I recommend you do is, you can write this down, reach out to us at redrickteam@gmail.com. That's easy, right? My last name, Redrick, REDRICK, @gmail.com. There's also a text number here in the bottom of the screen, and you can always text us as well. And then a team member on tomorrow would get back to you with, how that would work for private consulting. In essence, the short version is that you'd fill out a small application, and then from there, from the answers that you have, then we would set up a time for you and I to speak, or a team member and and you to speak, and then we would see if it was a fit or not. Okay. So that's kind of how it works, Sterling. All right. But I do coach guys, but not in my group coaching programs any longer. Right. And Carmia says, that's me now, business owner, 6-figure plus earner, stressful and no freedom. I want to be free. The money is in the model. Come to the Giant Experience Master Training. I'll talk a little bit about that. It's an amazing class. And it's not an amazing class because it's my class, okay? It's an amazing class because it's got a huge track record. The women that have come have closed millions of dollars. And it's interesting because I teach you exactly what I've done over the years, my step-by-step to how to think about being a giant around your ideas, your intellect, and your biggest ideas. And I show you how to sell. I literally share, Camilla, my sales script during the Giant Experience. I help you go through your process. Think about what the packages could be. If you don't know what to offer, I help you to explore what that can look like. I give you structures around what this could be. Like, it is a very high level master training, and $16.97. It is my gift. I started to host the master training virtually when COVID happened because it was my gift to support people. I wanted to show my clients, first of all, that you could continue to grow an amazing business no matter where, no matter the time, because I've always been online. So it didn't matter that COVID happened because I was already online. And I wanted to show them how to do it. So I told them that I wanted them to host an event online. And I decided to host a Giant Experience within like 2.5 weeks of telling them I was going to do it, so I could show them I could do it quickly. And we did. And we have since then, pretty much every 6 weeks, every 8 weeks, decided to host the Giant Experience Master Training in small cohorts. And the women have created amazing results that have come to the Giant Experience. If any of my clients are here that have attended the Giant Experience, the live training, and had the actual training, give your comments. What did you think of the training? I mean, it's real. And I don't think there are many people that teach what I teach from the lens that I've taught, from the lens that I teach from. I show you what I do, and I don't hold back. My only goal is to support all my clients in being able to take the knowledge and package it at the highest level. Every single person that came to the Giant Experience this last class, every single person except for one signed up to work with me and in coaching because of the value of the class. It is amazing what you get for $16.97. I could easily charge $5,000 for what I'm teaching over the course of the weekend, and I don't, because I'm looking at qualified people who are investment minded, who are serious about running a business, and who want to understand. Sometimes you just don't know how to put it together. We have like medical doctors or PhDs or people who are maybe stay-at-home moms who are figuring out how to take a soft skill and package it. And they just need to know how to put it in a structure that's monetizable. That's my sweet spot. That's what I know how to do really, really well. So I'm not saying that because I'm just saying it. I'm saying it because it's true. Lisa C says, Mia, what are your thoughts on cold calling? How do you recommend first pitching a client on a project by phone, email, or other? Well, I think that, you're so dynamic with what you bring, right? If I were you, I would always open up with an email first. And I would just tell the person something like, a little bit about you and a little bit about why you think they're amazing and awesome and that you'd like to request some of their time. Because you have such an amazing track record and background that people will want to be on the phone with you. And I don't think that you should call someone and have to introduce yourself to them, because all they have to do is see the pictures of all the things you've done and they'll want to work with you. Right. So that's my best advice to you. If it were me, I would send them over some short letter, and it would just give them a taste of who I am. And then I would request their time. All right. So hopefully that helps. Erica, she says, question, if you don't have a website yet, how would you take client payments? That's such a great question. Well, you don't need a website. Like maybe you have PayPal, maybe you have Stripe, and you can just send them a link to that, right? So you don't need a website for that. You can have a landing page even and that can take your payments. These carts are so sophisticated now and simple. You don't need to have a fancy website to process transactions. Okay. Hopefully that helped you. L Hawk, all right, 1 million quarter, and I will have 250K. Okay. Okay. All right. So, Mia Redrick, the Giant Experience Master Training, you guys can screenshot that page or just click on the link here. Kamiya, as a business coach, can you help or review my digital course? Yes, I can. So we do have people who come to the Giant Experience and bring the whole thing. Just bring the thing. Just bring it. Okay. The way that I coach is I coach my clients deeply, and in doing that, everybody else gets to learn vicariously by me coaching you, right? So the way the Giant Experience works is that you actually get instant access to the training. It's about 10 hours of training, and that's initially when you sign up. And then there's a live training with me. It's a day and a half. It's January 29th and January 30th. So it's 8 hours on Saturday, January 29th, and I think it's 4 hours on Sunday, the 30th. And I'm answering every question over the course of 12 hours. We cover a lot of ground. I've had clients who've come to the Giant Experience and from just the Giant Experience Master Training closed over 6 figures within a couple of weeks of coming. And you'll see the testimonial when you go to the page. Look at Diana's testimonial. You'll see exactly what happened. When I first held this training, it was in person, and I recorded it. And the women that came to the event closed over $500,000 within about 2.5 weeks. And you'll see their testimonials right there as well. Okay. And Erica says, I'm so happy you were listening right to this. Awesome. Michelle, she says, I'm going through the training now, and I'm so motivated to keep learning and to get my first 250K goal. Awesome. All right. And Erica said, I'm all registered. Yes, Erica, I'm so excited. Okay. I'm super excited to be able to support you there. Are there any other questions? I told you I would answer a couple of questions, and I have. Did you get value? Okay. All right. I know that you did. And any questions about the Giant Experience that I didn't answer? It's $1,697. Like literally, it's a gift. Okay. Like literally a gift. I promise you. And what most people think is, man, I spent more on this or that. $1,697 for what you get and what you learn and who you become and who you meet is priceless, right? So Marie writes, yes, the trainings are real. I've attended the Giant Experience Master Training and went on to join the Giant Circle and have unlimited access to the library of all the wonderful recordings and trainings and live Q&A discussions. They're priceless, absolutely. And the trainings are real. Like I share the resources that I use. I don't hold back on anything. And I know that's why my clients are very successful at what they do. I have lots of clients who just done exceptionally well working with me. Okay. Okay. Are there any final questions? This is last call. I know if you're on YouTube, you're like me, but I can't see your. Let me see if I can. Let me see. Maybe I could do it. I don't know. I've never done it before. Let me see. We'll see if I can do this. There's a first time for everything, right? Okay. So we're going to see if anyone on YouTube has a question. And there's a first time for everything. You can see. Okay. So we're gonna see if anyone. Let's see. Question. And okay. All right. Okay. No questions on YouTube. All right. Okay. Awesome. Well, it's been my honor to be here tonight. I appreciate you. Again, I will post a link for the Giant Experience Master Training. The next training is January 29th and 30th. Okay. Keep in mind the groups are intimate so that I can support you, get to know you, answer your questions, support you with packaging your knowledge into a high ticket product on or offline. I'll show you how to position your marketing so that you become the obvious choice and competition becomes irrelevant. I'll show you how to price to fully value the transformation you bring. So no more low ticket anything. And I'll show you how to find buyers step by step and how to sell and close using my sales formula, which I give to you, right, directly. So it's been an honor to be here tonight. my joy. I appreciate you, and have an amazing night. And check me out next Monday, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I love you. Have a good night.